Hello everyone and welcome back to Amnesia, a machine for pigs. So I've done some minor adjustments. Audio should be better, and more importantly than the audio, the FPS should be somewhat improved. FBS. Did I really... Well, that was haunting. Anyways, that horrifying thing aside, did I really just say FBS? For goodness sakes, FPS. How many times have I been saying FBS? Have I been saying that this whole time? And also, it doesn't even matter, my FPS still sucks. Man.
This way, Papa. Come and see.
I really need to update to a new computer. Perhaps next time I can make some more... Whoa! Perhaps next time I can make some more... extensive improvements. Aha! Edwin and Enoch's diary, once again. Daddy says we're not allowed to play with the animals anymore. We were playing hide and seek with Cook, and he came and shouted at us. Just as we were going to hide behind Mr. Grumpy Teddy. Cook says it's because of the guns in there. I've messed this whole thing up. Hold on, sorry guys, I'm restarting the note. Daddy says we're not allowed to play with the animals anymore. We were playing hide and seek with Cook, and he came and shouted at us. Just as we were going to hide Mr. Grumpy Teddy. Cook says it's because of the guns in there. Going to hide behind Mr. Grumpy Teddy. Cook says it's because of the guns in there. But he always lets us help polish them. So it can't be that. Anyway, the room is haunted. If you sneak around there at night, you can hear the ghosts in the walls behind the cases. They are often angry. Or that's how it sounds. We think that's why you can hear them rattling their chains and slamming doors and things like that. We don't like it in there anyway. Alright, apparently I'm a low IQ specimen, but... I don't know who Cook is. I don't know if it's like the Mansion's designated Cook or just someone with the name Cook. Mr. Grumpy Teddy must be rather large. Oh, Cook didn't come to shout at them. Father, Oswald came to shout at them. I see, I see. Cook must be one of the... Who's Cook? I have to figure out who Cook is, man. The ghosts are by far the most interesting thing about this note. Rattling chains, slamming doors. Plus, Oswald did not want them playing in that area, and there was surely a reason for it. I backtracked, didn't I? I'm obsessed with going everywhere but forward. I must say, I'm not a fan of Oswald's decor. As I was saying, the decor is amazing. Impeccable choice.
Daddy.
Did I just see the kids run over there? Locked. Of course. Why wouldn't it be? Grand Hall. That voice on the telephone. He speaks as if he knows me, and indeed I seem to remember him. Like a twin pulled away from the other at birth. I feel we are entwined. But I cannot conceive of how. I am a drowning man grasping for the surface with my own house. Within my own house. Beneath me, I know there are splendid architectures hidden in the dark. If I can only find the entrances. He doesn't remember much, but he does remember enough to move forward. He probably only lightly recalls most events, and probably has a few clear memories of long ago. I'm guessing he has severe short-term memory loss. I think I may have mentioned this last episode. But his long-term memory seems to be relatively okay. Oh yes, my favorite. Would you relax? Last episode I said something about the atmosphere not being as good. I spoke too soon. The atmosphere is still amazing.
I must say, my dear man, you look awful.
Yes, I seem to have picked up something rather nasty in Mexico.
I do understand what you've been through. A lesser man would have crumbled. Yet you have made all of this. Your great factory, your charities. It is a wonder for one man alone.
It will all be made clear, Professor. But first, a drink.
I adore the way they speak. We did learn some interesting things there. So he went to Mexico to find what it is he has found. And alongside that... Ooh, nice shot. And alongside that... I think we found what he was working on, or at least we've got a hint of what he was working on, what he was so busy with. Pardon me, guys. I think I found my entertainment for the next 5 hours. This is how real men play billiards. Whatever the other name for it is. I know that the pool, billiards, whatever you want to say. Whatever the case, this is how real men do it. Oh! 3 in 1! Let's see if I can get it. Aww. Oh! Clean with it. Oh. I'm not gonna bother with the others, but man, that was fun. That was a fun little pastime. I suppose I should be heading over this way. This is where we saw the kids, after all. I will say, despite the fact that not being able to pick every single little thing up, despite the fact that we can't do that and that being not so great, it does make more sense. Like, Daniel was rather inquisitive, wasn't he? He just couldn't keep his hands to himself. He was picking up everything he could find and throwing it everywhere. Well, that depends on who was playing, but the choice was there. Does make more sense. I don't know why Dan... Did I just hear clapping? What I just heard didn't sound like a celebratory event. I do hope someone was just a little bit too enthusiastic that it was their turn to carve the turkey. Oh dear me. Looks to be German. I'm not even gonna bother trying to read that. It does appear to be a song though, and I do believe it is. It's part of the OST of this game, I believe. If you look up... Dieses Hers, dieses Erz, dieses Erz. This is dessert. If you look that up, you'll likely find a uploaded video of that specific OST. What was I saying before the screams rudely interrupted me? Oh dear me, I can't recall. And might I add, I do hope that the lag will end after the mention. I just hope it's the extensive amount of stuff here that's causing this lag and nothing else. I'm not a fan of long holes. Ah yes, I recall now. It does make sense that Mandus would not be picking up every single thing in his house and just throwing it everywhere, you know? Let me in, please. Ooh, this is the animal room. We should not be here, not yet. I don't believe so anyways. I think we should explore the other area first. Where do these doors even lead? Why does he...
Mandus, do you know me?
Who are you? Where are my children?
Trapped, Mandus. Far below us. The machine is fouled. It is breached. It is flooded. The bulkheads are down. The children are engaged. If you help me, I can help you release them. Restore the power, Mandus. Drain the flooding and restart the great engines.
How? Where should I go? Hello? Hello?
Might I add, I really love their interactions as well. Something to note that I'm sure you guys have noticed, my astute fellows. There is no insanity, of course, because, well, there's no inventory to manage your sanity. So, it is clear that our main character in this game has more mental stability than that of our tortured friend in The Dark Descent. And I think that's something worth noting as well for the voice acting. Daniel in The Dark Descent was constantly frantic and clearly out of his mind. His speech, although he had a refined way of speaking and he was clearly very, like, well-spoken, each word was frantically pushed out. He was extremely stressed and all over the place. Mandus is very obviously worried for his children, as you can hear in the, whenever he speaks about them, like in that previous telephone conversation. However, despite his worry, he's very composed. He doesn't freak out quite as much as Daniel does. December 20th, 1899. I am to have a visitor. The distinguished Professor A. He has come to ascertain my mental well-being after my prolonged absence from the club. But I am not stupid. He is here to spy for them. When they stalked the Ripper, he was often called to pontificate upon lacerations and missing organs, and now he comes to me, to doff and waddle and, my dear sir, and, but you must still grieve, and, perhaps just a quick look at your engines, the triumph of the age. He knows nothing of loss, nothing of sacrifice, but to refuse, that would simply poke the hornet's nest. Invite a swarm of interlopers and thieves. I must entertain this buffoon and submit to his intrusion. Perhaps I should show him the trippery. See whether his stomach, so trained by rummaging the innards of clumsily dissected is strong enough to stare into the real engines of his golden age. I may even introduce him to Jack. Or his sons, at least. We have stronger locks on the windows now. and we bring their toys to them. Fascinating note. Once again, Oswald's unbridled rage seeps through his notes. He is, despite how put together and calm and well-spoken this guy is, and composed, he is very clearly boiling over on the inside, just ready to snap at a moment's notice. And he's not wrong either. Although he doesn't exactly have to go the way he's going about it, that doesn't mean he's wrong. I do believe he's right. I find humour in the way he speaks. This is also interesting. I'd like to know who Jack is. The bathroom. Only good things happen in the bathroom. Oh no, good things do happen in the bathroom. On bears and bathtubs. And after the party, she took my arm and said, "But darling, however did you get from the trophy room to the guest bathroom so quickly? Everyone considers you quite the magician. My darling Lilibeth, my father's house has many rooms, and as for mine, well, it also has its secret chambers." Ah, you sneaky man, you. I wanted to mention this last time, about how incredibly fun the game still is. Like, Amnesia Dark Descent had things like this, you know. For some reason I didn't expect that to turn it back. It's very... I don't know, there's just something, it's like playing with a toy if you... what's with all this blood? Anyways, it's like, oh my goodness, what's happened here? Anyways, it's like playing with a toy, if you know what I mean. Almost like solving a Rubik's... What is that? If my eyes aren't mistaken, I do believe there was something in that bed. Or on that bed, I should say. Nevertheless, it's almost like playing a Rubik's Cube, if you know what I mean. It's very difficult to say. It's... Gosh, I wish I could articulate what I'm trying to say here. It's like you pull these levers and stuff, it's very fun. I feel like that should be closed. I don't like things like that being open. I mean, what if something crawled through that? Astonishing, the door is even open. I hope that's not too close to where I am. A gentleman always closes the door behind him. So, context for why this is so terrifying. The creatures in this game, when they are near you, the lights flicker. Ain't no way, I just saw something there, for real, for real.
Hands are bleeding, raw. I scrub and scrub, but the smell will not lift. How can I hold my children with these hands now? How can I kiss them goodnight with lips that have issued such instruction?
How dramatic. I wonder what he's done to cause such a reaction. Oh, I do believe this is the final note of this area. Oh, she come snuffling by night round ye door. My voice isn't well suited for things like this. with her pretty apron right down to the hoof, and her ringlets are fair and her eyes china blue, like a half-buried hand in the wintry snow, or like a hand in the wintry snow, and she'll beg you for apples through the window ajar, her face be all hidden, but her eyes shine aflame, and though you'll be tempted to her, and though you'll be tempted, her bosom so fair, she'll snatch you and catch you and eat out your heart all. She'll catch you and eat out your heart. Is this a song? Or is it a rhyme? Is it a folklore tale? Or what am I looking at here? So look to your manners come the eve of the year, lest Sally comes calling for apples, my dear. And know that some doors nearer should open wide. Take heed of your father and keep safe inside. Disobedient children make Sally her pies and warm Sally's beastly inside. That was disgusting. The words warm insides just gross me out, and I needn't explain why. That's just... I mean, come on, it's gotta make you feel gross too, right? That's an icky feeling. But it must be like a folklore tale or something. Maybe it's a real one, maybe I should look that up. That darn pig. Absolutely no manners. Oh, it's just a chair. I thought the pig took offense to that. Oh. Oh. What am I looking at here? No, seriously, what am I looking at? I can't see. The flashlight and the microphone in my face makes it really hard. Oh my goodness, don't do that. Makes it really hard to say what's on there. I kinda like this guy. I think he's pretty cute. This guy too. Giant anteater. Shot April 12th, 1892. You shot and killed a hippopotamus? Shot September 15. Where'd you shoot it? How'd you do it? Grizzly bear shot June 6, 1898. Just last year. Okay. I'll be right back to that animal room. I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything. I thought I heard something coming up to that door, but it was nothing. Oh. I see. Quite sneaky of you, my friend. For 1899, this machinery is quite intricate. Impressive indeed, my friend. Maybe a little too impressive. How do you manage all of this? I'm sure that's one of the many questions that will be answered throughout this journey. Ah! Oh. was the sound of this thing clicking back. I'm a little too jumpy. You dragged that somewhere else, young man. I don't want any trouble. Move. Okay, I think we're chilling. Oh my gosh, if that scares me one more time. Okay, we're chilling. He locked the door behind. Oh my goodness. Is the cutlery and such always set at the dining table, or was Oswald expecting to meet with a ton of people before all of this happened? And more importantly than that, where am I supposed to be going right now? And who left this door open? I feel like this is where we're supposed to go. Being outside is always a substantial event. What the heck, Reno? Yeesh. Oh, this is wonderful news. I do believe this is our next location.
I must not. I will cry all the way home. I will have none. I will have none at all.
He says that with such bitter anger. Bitter anger. I feel like the way I say bitter is very hard to hear. I'm gonna start adjusting that. This looks warm and inviting. Wait a sec, this is where I was not long ago.
He's coming. Come on, Daddy. It's this way.
How does he have the time to write these notes? Metal ticking as it cools and contracts. This must be the strange machine my new friend told me of. My children discovered this place. It is entirely conceivable they strayed downwards, delighted in their discovery. Very well. It seems my route is predestined. The descent begins. Aha, nice line there. The goal in this game is a lot more... Oh dear, what's the word? It's a lot more personal, I suppose you could say. It's a lot more... Well... In the first one... Excuse me? Before I continue my point, I actually must also say it's always a delight when you're outside in Amnesia games. There's just something about it that feels so good. The Dark Descent just kind of forced you into a situation where you were always inside no matter what. And it was a very suffocating feeling. And so whenever you're outside in any Amnesia game, you always feel good. Because the Dark
See, Papa? We found an egg. A stone egg.
Because the Dark Descent always makes you feel enclosed. And moving on from that, in the Dark Descent your goal was to kill Alexander. But in this one the goal is to find your children. I suppose the word I'm looking for is it's a lot more of a... Gosh, the word I keep going to is... The word I keep going to is wholesome, but that's not exactly what I'm trying to say. Could have been worse. The stairs could have been bigger. Or taller, I should say. Against the rising waters. Planted the fingernails and flower pots all along the river when it's dark, so the sun could hatch them. All the world is an egg, he reasoned. We will grow hands now. Huh? That's just not something you state. We will grow hands now. That is not a statement you can just simply say. Very nice, we're outside of the dimension, and my FPS still sucks. So there's one comfort I'll never have. June 3rd, 1899. I realize now that my fear of dirt stems from the disease I contracted climbing those lost jungle temples. It is as if those clean places, so free of humanity's filth, imprinted upon my soul and left it fragile to what I find here. Fear is what keeps us all in our places, and the fear of flesh, the ruin of flesh, is the greatest of them all. I am sickened, I am ruined, but I will build such machines to contain this plague and heal us all. A new century is upon us. Downright ominous, what he has written here. Very, very interesting. I don't know exactly what I want to say about this, but I know thoughts are brewing in my head simply from just reading this. A fascinating note. And it tells a lot about Oswald's mentality and mental status. Minor note, fear is what keeps us all in our places. I feel like it's interesting that he feels like people have to be kept in their places in the first place. Perhaps he feels as if people are stepping outside of their boundaries all the time. And heal us all. That means he sees people as damaged, which is also very interesting. There's definitely a lot to say about that, and also the next notes will surely get that delve more into Oswald's psyche.
Come on, slow coach. It's this way.
Is it not Slowpoke? I suppose Slow Coach is an actual one. Trapped! Was it a trick? That voice on the phone? Who seems so close to my own? Who seems to know me so well? Does he lead me for a nefarious purpose of his own secret devising? But do I have a choice? Even though his motives are unknown to me, I must find my boys. I will follow the machinery down to the very core of the earth, if it will lead me to Edwin and Enoch. Huh? Doesn't that mean the enemies are near?
The shaking ground you feel is our attempts to clear the floodwaters. Treachery, Mandus. We were undone. Your children are trapped by this act. You must find them before it is too late.
What do you need me to do? How can I find them?
Always deeper, Mandus. Through the piston room and into the tunnels. Then find the bilge and flush the rotten water. I will help you where I can. But you must be swift, my little friend.
Little? Just how big are you? You 7 foot tall on the other end of the line there, bud? Whoa! They just shrunk down one of the boxes from him. These are a Dark Descent to make a small little lock thing, like a oh, what do you call those? Words escape me when they're most important. I swear I know what they're called, I just don't remember right now. This is probably important. Which is why I'm not going to bring it with me until I know I need it. I think the scariest noises in this game are the pig screeching and footsteps. Excuse me? I do sincerely apologize once more for the frame rates. Gosh, this is appalling. Oh, yeah, we needed it. Alright, we needed it. Okay. The saboteur has been this way. Intriguing. The gates are far too heavy for a man to lift, and are instead hoisted aloft by a chain coiled around a tube that appears to be spun by motors connected to these electrical switches. Whilst the fuse is blown, the motor can't be spun, and the gates will remain an impenetrable barrier to progress. That's essentially just a really roundabout way of saying, oh no, the fuse has been busted, I need to replace it so I can move forward. Ah, splendid. Most excellent indeed. This is probably a bad time to bring this up, but my legs are extremely itchy, and it's making me miserable. I don't know what I just did, but it was probably good. This place has absolutely seen better days.
Bandaged feet and eyes. Small bones in the orchard. I have carried this world on my back with its legs about me. Damn this wretched soul. I am given birth to nothing but machinery.
Very, very interesting. Perhaps that is part of why he feels such an attachment to his children, is that they are the only organic things he has helped to create. Everything else he's ever made or had an attachment to appears to be machinery. The only thing he seems to have had a connection to outside of that is his wife, of which he lost, and also his children. Something else worth noting is one of the people that come to see him that the ministry sent, that keep talking to him on the phonographs, says that a lesser man would have crumbled, but that is very, I don't necessarily want to say unobservant, but that is very assumatory, if that's even a word. It's a big assumption on his part. Just because Oswald looks fine on the outside, just because he keeps up good appearances, does not mean he's fine. I would say Amandus actually took the hit heavier than the average person would have. Due to his heavy attachment to machinery, any connection he has to something organic would have been very important to him. And losing that, I don't think he handled it at all. He may have given the impression that he handled it, but without a doubt, he did not handle it well. What is that sound? Even more so than that. Oh my goodness. I went to instinctively check my inventory, forgetting that I did not have one. Oh, it opened this, of course. Naturally. Whatever could have done that? That was ridiculous. That jack, that good. That jump scared me just a tad. In my fear, I think I may have backtracked. I'm not sure. Oh, this is ridiculous. I never locked gate. Am I not supposed to be here? Get out of there. I will say the game's doing a really good job of building up suspense. More electrical sabotage, that's all you... Out of everything that happened there, this is what you wanted to write a note about? Not the horrible screeching, the catastrophic disaster behind the locked gate, the pig noises, all of it. That's not what you wanted to complain about in your note. It was the electrical sabotage. Well, whatever. Another confounded fuse box. The fellow is thorough in his sabotage, if somewhat repetitive. The stench from these barrels is quite discomforting. I would certainly hope that whatever chemistry this room is designed to store is not a defining feature of the flood that threatens my children. That is an excellent worry to have, my friend. And unfortunately, one that may not be too far off. There's always this specific pile of dead rats. Why are there even so many dead rats piled up? Who's piling them up? August 19th, 1899. I keep wanting to say 89. It's kind of making me angry. Van Reichenbach. I'm so sorry. Van Reichenbach. 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 Van Reichenbach writes of the Odic force, whilst that ignorant charlatan Blavatsky pontificated upon the soul. They are both cretins. To think one could strive for such great heights without wading first through puke and inid, without standing upon an architecture of bones. Montezuma was the wiser, but here in our temples of steel I have witnessed the severed head of a man recently trampled to death by a runaway carriage, immersed in a solution of Brennenberg compound. Open his eyes. Immersed in a solution of the Brennenberg compound, open his eyes. And cry, "Oh, where are my legs, sir? Where is my body? We are breaking through the barriers of death itself. Oh, my dead darling Lily, it is too late for you. But I promise you this, I will save our children from death. And, if need be, I will wrench them back from the blackness with this wonderful concoction." My brain can't handle what I just read. For one thing, our friend returns with his vile way of speaking. Alongside that, though, Brennenberg. The Brennenberg, so that's our first connection to the Dark Descent. He says Brennenberg compound. What from the Dark Descent brought people back to life? I don't remember. Well, either way, a compound he's found in Brennenburg has brought somebody back to life. And a head, no less. Just an entire head somehow. The brain was just reactivated. At first I thought, oh, he intends to bring his wife back, but then he states that it's too late for him, so he says he has to bring his children back? Super interesting, I will keep this in mind. He is sure to mention the Brennenburg compound once more. I'll speak more of this once we get more information. I chose a bad time to unlock this based on the flashing light. This is a good time to drink my hot chocolate that has now become entirely cold. Yep, that was about as bad as I expected. All they're doing right now is threatening me, but that's nothing too unusual. How has this happened? My mouse cord's gotten stuck. It's primarily my fault for having such a... Oh, I know what to do. I know why I'm here. Come to me, Fuse. You can't throw things in this game, it seems. He just drops it when you press right click. I'm really glad that they... Oh, I can't believe I forgot to mention this. Frictional Games had a part in making this, but it's not a sequel made by Frictional Games. The story and everything was made by a studio called The Chinese Room, or just Chinese Room. And personally, I think they did a really good job with the sequel. But there are some decisions I find quite odd. Primarily all in the gameplay aspect. It seems this chemical processor is merely one part of a much larger complex. No easy route for me then. I will follow my fever, the calls of my children wherever they may lead me, as I move further into this strange empire.
Follow us, Papa. We know the way.
I would love to, but I cannot see you anywhere. This place looks very dangerous. This place has "Don't come here" written all over it.
Hold still, for God's sake, hold still, child. Don't let it get into your eyes. I'm gonna rinse it out now. There. It will be fine. You just need to lie down. Enoch, look to your brother. How many times have I told you not to play in the cellar?
I felt like I was getting wrong there. Like, legitimately, the moment that started, I just stopped everything I was doing and just listened intently. I felt like I was getting wrong. I wonder what Oswald got in. Oh, of course. They must have been playing in this area, and the stuff in the barrels must have gotten into their eyes. Or just Edwin's eyes. Yeesh, I can't imagine how that would have went down.
I told you he'd come.
What a tough situation to be in.
Extraordinary. Quite extraordinary. And you built it all. Good God, man. You have been busy.
It is wonderful how tragedy focuses the mind. What else was I to do? Fall into grief, pine and fade in my hopelessness? Why not then simply die in that jungle amongst those dead temples?
A very progressive fellow. It is still... I am such a... What's over here that is so interesting? What over here is more interesting than a giant, cool vault door opening beneath a mansion in 1899? But no, I want to look at the nothing that's over here, the non-existence, the pure darkness in this area. As I was saying, it is fascinating how Oswald was able to build all this by himself. I seriously have my doubts about that. I mean, sure, there is no doubt in my mind he is very intelligent, but to build all of this by himself in such a short amount of time? It's remarkable, but unbelievable as well. Yikes. This is really cool. This appears to be maybe a disinfectant. It's really awkward when you're going for a really cool sequence, but you have no idea what to push. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but no, this thing here is confusing me. I think it's just for you to hold on to, but I keep wanting to like pull it. I guess the word I'm looking for is interactive. It's very interactive. When is there not a locked door? That image is genuinely unsettling. The face there. Flood breach. Emergency shutdown in place. At least we can... What's with this sheep? It's a sheep again. At least we can confirm our fawn friend's words that there is indeed a flood taking place. Oh dear, I'm supposed to be reading this. The collar, the neck, the noose, 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of water, a pinch of salt, a handful of mince, a bay of leaf, a herb, a skeleton key for the nursery, and a mixing, we'll go together. Oh, I had to read that really fast out of worry I might miss it. Also, that was a recipe for something, I guess. I don't really know what. Skeleton key kind of threw me off there. I may just end this here. You know what? I think I will. I do actually really want to play more. I'm really excited to continue, but there's no need to rush through this. 53 minutes is a good place to end, and if I continue now, I'll end at like 1 hour 30, which... not entirely unreasonable. My longest video goes 1 hour 39 minutes, but... still, I'd rather end sooner rather than later. I'm still recovering from the loss of the Dark Descent. I really enjoyed that, and it was sad to see it go. So I'd like a Machine for Pigs to, you know, welcome its stay. How would you say that exactly? To stay its welcome? Whatever. Outro time. Thank you so much for watching. I had a great time with this. I'm really getting interested with this story. I'm intrigued to see where it'll go, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. For now, I hope you have a splendid day or night, depending on when you're watching this. Have a very good one. Thank you very much. Stay tuned for next time. Bye for now.